So, oh, it's already streaming, huh? Shit. Well, I guess we're live with it. I thought it was gonna wait till 7 because I said started at 7. Damn, YouTube not freaking listening. Um, Yo, welcome to the Memechel Jackson Show. So I gotta keep my eye on the computer because I'm trying to check the time to make sure we start the encoder at the appropriate time because that is important. Steph, say what's up.
Hey.
Don't be in here. You look. I know you don't want to be on camera. We still got to talk to the people, man. You can't be in here hiding.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I appreciate that. So tonight is us, me and Steph. James is handling business. Doing what he does. Badar, he's still handling some family business. So our thoughts and prayers are with him. Hopefully he'll be on some of our shows in the coming weeks. We got a live show tonight. Oh, encoder started. Let's get it. They're listening. They got a couple of R&B tracks back to back playing. Got some IMX, some Donnie Klang, and then some Serious Jones. And then we're gonna start the show. But we got a live show. We're gonna talk about how, because I have big time dreams of suing a person. I want to get to the point where I get so rich that I get bored with regular life activities and hobbies. And then I start to partake in things like lawsuits and then buying up like strip malls and doing all that type of stuff. I want to get to that life. So in my pursuit of suing folks, I do want to call out a person who I think is kind of a bum for the lawsuit she's trying to file for some BS reasons. And it's the lady that was getting her seat punched on the airplane. I think she's corny. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think she's corny. So I don't know if you heard about that, but she was.
I saw it and I thought it was turbulence at first glance. I didn't realize he was punching the back of her seat.
Nah, Buddy was punching the seat, and I don't blame him because I'm gonna tell you like this: as a person who's 6'4" sitting on the airplane is very uncomfortable. The seats don't recline a whole lot, but there's not a lot of room to begin with. So if the person is extremely tall, like myself, when you recline, you're sitting
in their lap.
You're basically on their lap, yeah. And so I don't want somebody to have their seat on my knees for 8 hours or however long this flight is from me. So that was my first thought when I saw the video. I guess the CEO of Delta came out and I guess he said something along the lines where he thinks that you should have to ask the person behind you before you recline your seat. I can go either way on that.
I 100% agree. Well, I first feel you should not recline at all, period, just because it's such a small space.
Yeah.
If you need that much room, you should make sure you get that seat with that much room.
Yeah, and I feel like in the economy class, 2 inches worth of recline, is it worth it to have, is it worth it to end up in this situation? So she's upset. The lady who's suing, she's suing Delta. She's upset because she feels like Buddy's comments have led to people like harassing her, making her feel that, yeah, she's getting backlash, all this type of shit. Lady, I don't know if you're right or wrong. It's weird to me that you're suing Delta for Buddy's comments. Apparently, you're also suing the stewardess, but not suing the guy, but you are pressing charges on him for punching your seat.
Wait, so how do you sue the stewardess separately? Aren't they part of Delta? Or
I think she's just named civil? In the suit. Yeah, it could be personal. Yeah, if that's the case, fuck, that's grimy. My thing with her is I just feel like, why are you investing time in pursuing a lawsuit against Delta? And I get it. You were inconvenienced because the back of your seat was getting punched while you were on a flight. That's shitty.
Why didn't she just raise her seat up?
Way to blame the victim.
Look, you are not the victim. You're the aggressor. Ma'am.
I don't know, man. It's crazy because I thought about that. Yeah, why she didn't just put her damn seat up? You don't even have to let it get to that point if you just put the seat up.
Because I'm sure he asked her or said something before he started punching.
Yeah. I can't imagine that.
So you're basically provoking somebody to do something.
Yeah, I would think so. If someone asks you and they're like, hey, can you put the seat up? And then you hit them with the no, or you ignore, do whatever. Like you're right. There has to be a reason why Buddy just started punching the seat. Folks just don't be doing that. But this lady is being a whole goof, and she's suing Delta. I think suing the stewardess, and then pressing charges on Buddy who was punching the seat. So in the end, if convicted, my man takes the biggest L out of everybody because Delta can afford whatever she's about to demand, but they probably have good enough lawyers to really back her off of it. Yeah, they're not gonna take any flack. The worst thing that can happen to the stewardess is maybe she doesn't get good flights for a little bit. But I seriously doubt Delta's really gonna do anything to her. So what's going to happen is that my man's probably going to face those charges. He'll probably lose because of the fuss that she's putting up, and then he'll end up losing his job or some wild shit. Something's going to happen.
No, we need to do self-defense. Because at what point you're provoking that? But I do feel like we need to keep an eye on this because if it works and she gets. You said that you want your ultimate goal is to sue somebody.
If it works.
We're reclining all flights 2020.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, if this shit works, the day I find out, I'm booking a flight that day. And I'm flying somewhere long as hell. So that way I can complain. I don't even care.
Look, I'm just going to take multiple flights to Utah.
With the Why is Utah your preferred destination?
I feel like there may be people that, might punch me.
In Utah?
No offense to Utah.
So I've never been to Utah. So now I'm wondering, what's Utah like?
I don't know.
I wonder,
maybe like Ording.
Shout out to Ording, Washington. Are we even still in Washington? Is this Washington still?
But what's weird is sometimes when I'm on Snap, I know this. Sorry, I don't mean to go off subject, but when I'm on Snap, it says Crocker. I've never heard of a Crocker.
What the fuck is Crocker?
So am I in Crocker or
Betty Crockerville? Yo.
So on Snap, it'll say when you can do your filter for your location or whatever, it'll say Crocker, Washington, which I've never heard of.
Yo, that's stupid fun.
But yeah, I feel like we need to keep up on this and see if it actually works.
Yo. I'm not saying I'm coming for Delta. I'm not gonna sue y'all. Look like y'all dealing with some issues already. But Spirit want to play games with me. Keep playing with me, Spirit. Keep playing with me, Spirit. Okay, man. We gotta. You know what? Okay, so here's what happened. I normally, when I pick the stories, I save them in the notepad on my phone. And I did not do that. Oh no, we haven't. We're not introing the show yet because they're still listening to this song and another song.
Look, I try to be,
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Matter of fact, we'll intro it after this, and then we'll just talk to people on the show. But listen, I did not write my stories down. What I was doing was I was finding them and I was sending them to Steph. Nigga, I'm on vacation right now.
He's like, do your job.
I'm doing tonight and Thursday show. This is strictly for y'all. I'm cutting in my vacation time. Now let me stop, man, because I have nothing to do. So I love doing this shit. That's why we're here. I was not taking these days off. But part of me, because I was in vacation mode, I was being lazy. So I didn't write the stories down like I normally do. I kind of just sent them over, and I didn't actually provide any type of context. I just was hitting the send button, and I don't think she knew that these were the stories we planned on talking about until about 30 minutes ago. So we're going to get into these stories, and then the show will get started. It's going to be lit. Don't worry.
So first, I think we're gonna talk about.
Hold on. Let me stop this, and then I'm going to intro the show. Hold up. Can everybody hear me? We're in here cutting up, man. Listen, you are now tuned in live to the Michael Jackson Show. I hope that this junk is working, man. We we are streaming live for the first time on YouTube, which is pretty dope. So I'm happy about that. But we've had some technical difficulties in the past when we've changed and altered the platforms that we use to like distribute the show. And so now we're testing out some new things, and so hopefully this stuff is working. I'm not really seeing the levels go up on the mic, but either way, I think we are connected. If not, thank you for tuning in via YouTube. So at least there's some people watching the show. So what's crack-a-lacking? What day is it? Today is February 18th, man. We're almost through the month of February. So we will do some Black History Month shout outs tonight. We're going to talk about new location potentially next month, which will be dope. And then we got a whole bunch of other stuff on. So we have a pretty live show that's about to crack off. And it is just me and Steph tonight. But I'm hearing that we're not hearing anything on the radio. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm wondering if it's because since we connected to the YouTube live stream, maybe it's just not picking it up. Who knows what's going on? But anyway, we're gonna keep the show rocking. We'll figure out what the deal is. I'm not sure why it's not working on Track Talk Radio, but I don't know, man. Let me just turn some music back on for these people, and then we'll get the technical difficulties worked out, and then we'll try to jump back on and re-intro the show here shortly. Turn this off, play this. Let's see. So it says it's connected to the microphone. I don't know what the deal is. Whatever. But anyway, we're going to do some Black History Month shout outs. We got a few, man. Like there's a lot of stories, man. I seen a preview today for a new Peter Pan movie where Peter Pan, I think, is a black kid. And I'm like, yo, that's going to be crazy. It's going to be lit. But you know, people are going to come for that shit and they're not going to be happy. I think that's the last thing white America want to see is Peter Pan as a young black kid. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm a big, huge Peter Pan and Hook fan, all those little shows. I'm hoping this is going to be good. I think it will be great. We're changing the game. It's lit. So were you able to hear any of the audio? It wasn't working?
So on my phone it wasn't. I just logged in on my laptop and I can hear music playing.
Yeah.
I know there's a delay, so normally I can hear you.
See, I wasn't even seeing the levels go up on the thing, so
I don't know what you're doing. Let me know next time you go back in, and I can go in there and check. It's on right now.
Because I can hear when you turned it on whatever you were listening to.
Yeah, my speakers were on. Sorry.
Yeah, that was lit.
Cut it real quick.
Like, oh, that's my shit. Yo, I'm not sure what's going on. But every time we try to like
do both,
upgrade and try to do things at the same time, something always happens to where this shit doesn't work.
Are you logged? Are you on the radio right now?
No, I just turned the music back on. That's why what you were hearing was the music again.
So maybe try to go back in real quick, and then we can.
Yeah, I am when the song cuts off.
Oh, got it.
Like I said, I couldn't see the levels going up on the thing. Yeah. So that's how I could tell that the mic was like not on.
Okay.
I don't know, man. If not,
you know,
we gotta tell Sherry tune in live to the live stream on Facebook.
YouTube.
All right, yeah, YouTube. Why did I say Facebook?
It's okay. You know, you're still locked out of it.
You know, it's because I'm still in the midst of my band.
You miss it. No.
You know, I do miss the memes, but you know what, man? Like I'm realizing that the people on there only appreciate me for the memes. They don't really be tuning into the show.
Well, we got a comment.
Tune into my show, man. Don't only like the memes. No,
they're the comments on live. Is it Leany B? First time listening to your show live. Shame on me, but I can hear you both just fine on YouTube.
Hey, hold on. It's not shame on you. Even though you're a first time listener, I appreciate you for tuning in. You know what? We're gonna clap it up for you as a listener. Thank you for tuning in. Don't say shame on you. Treat yourself.
Look, we got James talking about we live.
James, I appreciate you getting me all cut up, bro. Yeah, I was about to say you was looking dusty when I seen you today. Hold on. You know what? I missed my window for the songs. I gotta let another song play. Well, Track Talk Radio might just be all music today, and we're gonna have to get people to listen into the live stream. So again, thank you to all the new listeners. Excuse me for stuttering. I'm just so excited to have new people listening and people comment. If you are a first time listener, this is a wild show. It started where it was just me cracking jokes, being stupid, and talking about things that I had limited or basically little to no knowledge on. I did that purposely because I just like to talk from the heart, keep it real, whatever the case may be. But I also feel like I don't really comment on a lot of stuff unless I feel like I can give an informed viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't talk about politics too much outside of the fact that I'll say our president is just a garbage human because he treats other humans as if they are nothing. I don't appreciate that because I believe in the power of people. But the show started, it was just me. And then I told people after our 25th episode, which today is our 35th episode, I told people we would start to have guests and co-hosts and all that. And so I finally was able to convince my friends like James and like Steph and like my man Badar. I was able to convince them to come do this shit with me. But some people think it's just a sports show because there are episodes where I just talk about a lot of sports. A lot of times we're cracking jokes like about the fact that Amber Rose has a big ass tattoo on her forehead. And then somebody went and got her face tattooed on their leg with her forehead tattoo. This is super weird. I don't understand why people are doing that. We've been talking about ways that we can, correct school lunch debt for the kids. James, this is your project, homie. You got to get on this, man. We're waiting to see what the next move is and our efforts to support, everything that you and other people are doing. There's a lot of good people that are trying to fix this for our kids in our school system. So we talk about that. We spend a lot of time on this show talking about mental health, mainly because of the fact that I'm crazy.
Me too.
Steph, you are not crazy.
Yes, I am.
I don't think you're that crazy. But yeah, that's the keys. You have to own it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we discussed that a lot on the show because I think that's important to, talk about. So before we dive into more stuff, we're going to see if we can get this to work on Track Talk Radio again. And if not, these niggas just going to be listening to music all night. Yo, what's crack-a-lacking? Y'all don't think this shit's working. Yo, can y'all hear me? Can you hear me out there? Yo, world, what's good with it, world? Yo, I do not think this shit is working at all. Sherry, if you're tuned in to this live stream on YouTube, shout out to YouTube for having us. Even though you kind of just set this up and press the buttons, that's how the shit works. But Sherry, if you're listening live, for some reason, your dusty ass friend Memechel cannot get the microphone to work on the radio station. I don't know what's going on. So we're gonna have to try to do something different. Yeah, it was just playing Chris Brown. But now I don't hear anything. Yeah, that's because the microphone's not working. So, all right. Hold on. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to call Sherry, and we're gonna let her know. She's gonna end up being on the show.
Tuesday Live with Sherry.
Yeah, I don't know what Sherry's doing, but shout out to everybody that's following on the live stream on YouTube. Again, our show's having. Again, Sherry, what's cracking? It's your boy.
Hey.
Yo.
I am at happy hour. How are you?
We're good. Yo, we're doing the show. We are streaming live on YouTube. But the problem is that the microphone is not it's not picking up and connecting to the station. So the only thing I'm able to do is play music. So I'm just letting you know that it just sounds like there's just music playing all night, but no audio. But we are streaming live on YouTube.
And you're on speaker, Sherry.
And yeah, you are on speaker. I'm sorry. We didn't realize this was happening until the show started.
Hi, everybody.
Sherry says, what's up, y'all? Shout out to Sherry. Miss Tack Talk, CEO of Track Talk Radio. She's the reason your boy is on and shining right now. I just wanted to let you know, boss lady, that we're having some technical difficulties, but I still got the music playing, so I'm going to let that run until 9, and then we're going to try to get it to work on Thursday.
Okay. Well, dang, man, we got to figure out what's going on because there's been some issues lately, and I don't know what's really going on with it.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
the
am
deal
glad
is
that you guys
either.
are still streaming and still doing the show. And
Yeah.
it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll upload
I don't
it.
know if you saw that I posted in a couple of my groups and stuff like that. I did a thing where, anyways, I did a thing to where you can get some more subscribers to your YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Sherry for
Thank
helping us get
you.
more subscribers. Okay.
I mean, basically I just told people, like, if I'm doing like a little campaign where I'll repost your music on my SoundCloud, but in order to do that, you have to go follow your YouTube channel.
Hey, that's lit. Hey.
And we're doing the gift
Yeah,
card.
you're talking about the gift card. I just upped the price on the gift card. Yeah, it went from 100 to 200. So if we get to 1,100 subscribers, I'm gonna give away the $200 gift card. Yeah.
Oh, you're over there balling.
First of all, nobody's balling, but I'm trying to show the people love. That way, they'll show me the love back. All right.
Hey, whatever we gotta do, I guess.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep trying to mess with this and see if I can get this thing to work, and maybe we'll try to at least be on by the second hour. But if not, I'll text you and let you know. But if not, we're still live on YouTube. So if people are asking or when you're talking on Facebook, let them know we're live on the YouTube. We're streaming because I'm still banned from my Facebook, so I can't say anything to anybody about that
I
shit.
can't believe that.
Yo, I got 3 or 4 more days and I'm back.
We need a countdown.
A countdown. Yo, I literally think it's at 3 days, and then I think I'm back.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
Yeah, you know. They don't want to let your boy be great. That's what it is. Bunch of
I know.
haters.
They mad.
Yeah. All right. We got the music playing though, so at least that's lit. Man, I wish we had
It's
some
weird that the
promos.
music is going, but not the microphone. You sure that you have it
It's all plugged in. Yeah. I don't know.
to your specific microphone?
Up. I checked it all.
What does red mean?
Okay.
It means it's on.
Okay.
But like I
So
said,
are you using headphones with that microphone, or are you guys just all speaking into it?
no, we're all just talking into it. It's just the two of us tonight.
So I'm gonna go and listen and see if I can hear you guys talking, because sometimes with that microphone, it kind of works as like a interface, and sometimes you won't be able to hear yourself, and you might not think that you're talking, and people might be able to hear you talking.
Well, I did go into the other room on my laptop because I was logged in, and I could hear the music he's got queued up. But as soon as he comes on, it's just dead air.
Yeah, it's just dead air.
You don't have the mute button pushed in.
Nope. I checked that too.
What is the flashing?
When it's flashing, it's muted. And
Okay.
When it's just solid, that means it's on.
Okay.
Because I can see like the levels on the screen were not going up and down like they normally do.
Thanks, guys, for hanging with us through our technical difficulties.
Hey, this come to you raw and uncut, man.
What is this on the back? There's these.
When you go into the
That's
settings,
how
you go into whatever modifier or whatever.
Oh, sorry.
It'll have like outputs or something that should be off.
Like what, on the broadcaster app or something, or are you just talking like in the volume settings?
When you go to configure the microphone, when you push the configure button, outputs should be off.
Yeah, all that stuff is where it always is. Like all the
that
devices and
output-
stuff are.
What does output say?
I don't have my laptop in front of me, so it's like I could be saying the wrong word, but if that is in fact maybe the problem, I'll tell you exactly what it's called. But it's something like output. something should be off. It could be that. I don't know, but I don't have my laptop. I'm not at home. I don't have my laptop in front of me, so I can't even look.
Well, we'll keep messing with it, and then we'll just continue to do the show. Okay. We'll get it working. All right, then, Sherry. Thanks for checking in. Everybody that's listening, we had Sherry on the show, and Sherry, swung through like Wonder Woman, trying to help us troubleshoot these technical difficulties we're having. So, anyway, Sherry, we appreciate you. We'll have you back on the show very soon. And like I said, if you send the subscribers our way and let people know about this $200 gift card.
Yeah, we'll do that. I got you.
All right, good looking out. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye, guys.
Bye. I was about to Irish goodbye that shit, just hang up. I be doing that to people sometimes. You probably don't want to call me because you leave the call feeling real frustrated because I just hang that motherfucker up. I don't even be saying bye to people half the time. They'd be talking, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, yo, the phone cut out. What happened? I'm like, I thought you was done.
Oh, so that's what happened.
So, yeah, if you're ever on the phone with me and it sounds like it probably just cut out, I probably just hung up the phone.
James, so James said, whoop, whoop, Dirty 30 episode.
Episode 35, my guy.
Okay. And then we got he said that he spoke with his boy Elliot. He runs a nonprofit in Seattle and looked into if there's a nonprofit for school lunch, and there isn't one.
Oh, that's a bummer. We should try to just get that cracking.
So
let's see if this shit will work now. Yo.
Do you want me to go?
Nah, it's still not working.
Oh, because you can see the.
Yeah, because you can see if the levels are moving.
See, that's why I was scooting over.
Yeah.
I'm Italian and I talk with my hands, and now
Yeah. Still not working.
My check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, it's not working. I don't know what to tell these people. We got the music playing, but anyway, thank you for tuning in live to the Memechel Jackson Show. We're on episode. Yeah, we appreciate everybody. We're on episode 35. We are live streaming for the first time. Sorry this took forever. Your man is a little behind on the times just because even though I'm somebody who can share memes on the internet all day, I literally know nothing about technology, nor do I know how to do any of this shit. So I'm hella slow. Literally, I'm sitting next to someone who has a small child who can do all the stuff that took me like 9 months to figure out. He can probably do this shit in like 5 minutes. And I'm embarrassed because how old is he? Was he 6, 7, 8? Is he less than that?
He's 7.
He's 7. Oh.
But he's about to be 8.
To add insult to injury, I'm being outdone by a 7-year-old. But you know what? Props to him for knowing it and putting in the time and effort. You know what? Shout out to Zay.
No, I have to monitor that because he just uploads.
These kids these days,
and I'm not
man.
knowing that. I'm in the back. I could be in the background, like I'm a whoop,
ready to whoop that tail.
I'm like, nope, we're deleting that one.
Yeah, it's wild to think that like our kids these days are just so sharp. Like they know so much stuff.
Yeah.
But yet 95% of them don't know how to say please or thank you. They have zero respect.
Oh my
they know everything about the internet, they know everything about video games, they know how to code, they know how to do all these miraculous things, but these niggas don't know how to hold a door open for somebody, they don't know how to say excuse me, they don't know how to do nothing. And our parents listen. And I'm to that age where a lot of these people bringing these kids up are my age. I'm telling y'all have to do better. Some of y'all needed to have your asses whooped when you were younger, when we were younger. Yeah. Because then maybe you would do better. You would teach your children how to be a little bit more respectful. I'm tired of hearing the excuses. Your kid can't tell me all the ins and outs about Fortnite, but then not be able to comprehend and understand that you should say thank you when somebody does something for you. I'm tired of hearing that.
I do that with Isaiah, and I'm telling you, it is a battle, especially when you're the only parent that enforces that.
Yeah.
So it can go back and forth, but I think it's consistency. You have to be consistent. Yeah. You have to stay on top of it. And there's nights where I'm tired of being the hard ass. I'm tired of having to always be on him. But That's my job.
It's true. And I will say this. I don't want y'all to think that I'm some heartless ass dude who doesn't understand the struggle that, you're working and then you got to get to and from sports and extracurricular activities. You got to get home, you got to cook dinner, and you got to provide for a spouse, and then there's emotion. Listen, I get all that. I get that. But when you let Buddy nut in you,
oh my God.
You're effectively, it's like
went there.
Bro, it's like an e-signature. You're signing up to teach your kids all of these things for the rest of their lives. So effectively in that moment, you're stating that, hey, I have the desire and all the skills necessary to not take days off when it comes to raising children, just in case I get pregnant. So I want y'all to remember that. It starts in that moment. Don't start after the baby get here. You have to know what you're signing up for before you give him the okay to not wear the condom.
That part.
Something to think about.
That part.
I'm just saying, because I don't think people think about it that deep.
They don't.
You got to start it early, man, because some of y'all really just be dropping the ball as parents. So you think just because you got a good job and you take care of people that everything is copacetic, and it usually is not. So. But anyway, let's not spend a lot of time riffing about pregnancy and the use or non-use of condoms. Steph, we have a couple of stories that I sent you. We're going to talk about. We talking about Amber Rose's forehead.
Yeah, so that may have been, lack of parenting right there. They don't know better.
So you know what? I was shocked when I saw the post about her getting a tattoo on the forehead, and we talked about this on the show last week. I was even more shocked when I sent you this little article. Because the article is it a dude? I think it's a dude.
I don't know. It doesn't
it's
say.
Either
it says
a dude
Amber
or
Rose
a female.
Has a fan, and they went ahead and tatted her entire face on their leg, and this includes the forehead tattoo.
So a fan. This forehead tattoo is within the last 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was a day
within
ago.
the last week.
Yeah, they posted it a day ago. Shade Room.
And then a fan immediately after that went and got Amber Rose's the whole top half of her body with the forehead tattoo tatted on. Looks like their leg. No, I don't think we can show it. I don't know the rules behind that. Right. I don't want to have somebody coming for me. YouTube already tried to come for me that one time. I played 15 seconds of International Players Anthem, classic record by the way. Shout out to UGK Outkast. But yeah, this tattoo looks good though. Like they even got the cleavage out too.
Right, the cleavage. Look, I zoomed
her
in.
Chains, like
her little whatever this is called.
Yeah. That little lip ring, shin diggy thing. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I call this a duck pond.
The
little part of your lip.
A duck pond?
I
don't got that because I got the mustache.
Like if you sweat, sometimes it collects right here.
Stop, you being nasty. there might be kids watching this shit. But yeah. No, there are not kids watching this show. But anyway, the Amber Rose tattoo.
Very detailed.
That shit is very detailed. So the tattoo looks good. This is not a good look, however, for this person who got this because it's a tattoo of Amber Rose. Amber Rose, to the best of my knowledge, is not somebody who makes major contributions to the world in almost any aspect. She's just somebody who is extremely gorgeous, kind of is unfiltered, doesn't give a shit, and intends to attach herself to other famous artistes. And that's the way she's able to kind of, make her way into whatever it is she's doing. I'm sure she is. I know she got the tattoo because she said it was related to Kobe's death, and she wanted to, make sure she was tighter with her people and all this. I think it was something about her kids too. I'm sure she's a great mother. I've heard no complaints about her in that aspect, but outside of that, I don't know if she has any real talent or skills. I don't know if she does. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. We live streaming, and y'all live streaming me. Poke myself in the damn eye. No, we good. Can't see shit, but
and it's huge. It takes up like from just above the ankle to
it's the knee. It's not a small tattoo either. So I don't know how big this person's leg is, but this is a significant tattoo. During the summertime and anytime you're not wearing jeans, people will see this tattoo. People will comment. And you were either going to be the coolest kid on the block or the butt of many jokes. So shout out to that person for getting that tattoo. You better than me, because I would not.
Can you imagine going through all that pain for that? I mean,
you're going through all that pain. It's not even for that. Like, you're going through all that pain for Amber Rose.
That's what I'm saying, for that. For Amber. I mean, I apologize, but
I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about getting me a Kobe tattoo, but I'm just gonna get the symbol that Nike
Kobe.
uses.
Like, there's no
that's greatness
comparison. Like,
exactly. Amber Rose, Kobe Bryant. I don't know, man. But shout out to Amber for having a fan. I hope that one day I have a fan who loves me so much that they'll get my face tattooed on their body. And if y'all are looking for a good photo to use, I will send you a photo directly for you to get tattooed on your body of myself, because I want to give you the best photos that I have available. None of them are good, but all of them are great because they are not good. So reach out to me or reach out to Steph, and I'll send you a photo. Nothing crazy, top half only. Anyway,
thank you for that.
Yeah, I had to clarify.
You might get wild requests.
They're gonna be like, "Yo, imagine if somebody was like, and they at me, Uncle Jackson got a tattoo of his on my foot."
And I'm gonna say, I did not send that.
I'm gonna sue that person for defamation of character.
There you go.
And solicitation of unflattering photos. What's our next story?
Your next story is about the fashion show. So the black model refused to wear the racist monkey costume.
Yeah, so I think this is weird. They had some company, whoever put on this fashion show, and I'm not a fashion guy, so I don't care if I get anyone's names wrong. Fit fashion show. They have these pieces that they wanted the models to wear, and it looks like gigantic all black Mickey Mouse ears.
Well, and the designer said that they wanted to highlight ugly features of the body.
Yeah. So they're purposely trying to highlight the ugly features, which I get that. But like when you see these pieces that they make them wear, they put them in these big ass red lips and then these big ass black ears. So like if you're looking at it, I could definitely see how someone could feel like they're trying to make you look like a monkey, especially if you are a black person. The person that they have in the photo actually who agreed to it, I think they're Asian, maybe.
They look
Asian,
mixed
maybe
Asian.
Like mixed light skin Filipino, maybe something like that. It looks like a whole monkey set.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know in the fashion world, people try to do weirdo shit, and then it like catches on, and then everybody loves it.
This ain't it.
Yeah, this is not one of those things. This is some weirdo stuff. Where was this fashion show at?
I'm looking.
If y'all ever invite me to a fashion show, don't ask me.
It's New York Fashion Week, and it was
Fashion Week in New York.
Yeah.
That means there was a ton of people there. Why do I feel like I didn't hear any of these celebrities complaining about this shit? You know why? Because I'm willing to bet that the majority of the people that went to this event probably were white. White people do not be caring about this shit.
And they were in fact monkey ears that they.
They were monkey ears.
They said that they.
Fam, if somebody walk up to you and say, "Hey, we want you to wear these monkey ears," nah. I don't understand why people still think that they can ask black people that, and they think that black people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, I got you, boss." Nah.
So she did decide to walk the runway, but without the costume, lips, and ears.
Good, yeah. Just still do your job, fulfill your obligations per the contract. Mm-hmm. But if they tried to spring this on you at the last minute, you're well within your right to call your agent and be like, "Yo, tell these people to F themselves. I'm not wearing that stuff. I'm gonna still walk and do my thing because I'm a professional. I'm about my business, but I'm not about to wear some corny ass costume because you know what's gonna happen." The company's going to say, well, we were trying to highlight the ugly features, and then they knew if people complained about it, it's going to come back to them being racist. The person who said that they didn't want to participate in this is smart because they don't want their name attached to that bullshit. Those people know exactly what they're doing when they ask those people to put that shit on. You look like bozos.
So I apologize. I need to correct myself. So it said FIT designer, which FIT stands for Fashion Institute of Technology. So this is the school, and the designer was from that school.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So correction.
Well, so then you just have some dumb college student. But you know what? I do have a quick update since we're talking about schools. Remember on the show I talked about how my homegirl had this girl in her class that wrote this paper about like why white people should be allowed to say the N-word.
Oh my gosh.
So my homegirl finally let me know that I guess the teacher checked the girl and made the girl feel hella embarrassed.
Oh, good.
Which that's not good enough, but at least it's something.
It's something. At least she identified that it was.
Yeah, for sure. And then me and my homegirl, we had a good laugh about it because it was like, yo, why are people so damn stupid? But then it kind of makes me want to talk about the next story. I don't know a lot about this girl. But apparently she went to, I think, Kent State. And she was one of these small town white girl type of people who, I guess she took a picture with her cap and her gown or something, and then she had an assault rifle. And so I think Bennett. Yeah, I think her name is Caitlin Bennett. Caitlin, we're not going to give you a lot of shine on this show because we don't really fuck with people like you. I'm only bringing you up because I think it's weird that you literally have found a way to make yourself relevant in the world by being an outspoken young white woman who dares to push the boundaries. You're trying to be the second coming of that one girl that nobody likes. What's her name? Tammy, whatever the fucking name is. Caitlin, you're trying to be like her. We see that. And people are going to let you have your shine for a few minutes because that's just what we do for people, especially when they're extremely desperate, like someone like you. But we're going to give you your shine for a little bit. But the reason why you're getting time on my show tonight is because I think it's really corny that you showed up to a school. You are well documented as being someone who is outspoken and you're very like pro-Trump and all of these things. And it's weird to me that you think you're able to go to places and it's weird to me that you're expecting that people are going to treat you as if like you're one of the good guys. So then you always seem to be shocked when people are disrespecting you. And I get it. Some of this stuff might be a little bit out of hand. People are getting too close, disrespecting your space. It is what it is because it's free speech. You have the right to say whatever it is that you want. But I think you are a garbage human being for the fact that you try to spin it as if you were some sort of victim. Like poor little old me, I'm not doing anything. I'm just, helping some cornball push his terrible rhetoric and his horrible agenda that's basically anti-human. Like I said, again, this is coming from a guy who knows very little about politics, but I just know that my man does not value people in the same way which I value people. So to me, he's garbage. And I view you as the same way because you rep him as if he is like your savior or some shit.
Did you see her update? The update that she retweeted after she?
Yeah. So when she said some shit like she went, where'd she go, to Ohio State? I think she goes to Ohio University. She goes to their campus. She does a quick little walkthrough. She gets disrespected, and then what she does is she tweets out to the president, basically making a plea for him to find a way to cut the school's funding. And to me, that's weird cornball shit.
Well, and then she said that she would return to the campus again. Next time she'd bring an army of gun owners for an open carry walkthrough on campus. And she said, "You can't keep us away and you can't keep us silent. Just like Donald Trump, we will always win."
So it's weird to me that now you're talking about having people bring guns onto a college campus when we live in a country where we have significant amounts of mass shootings at college and high school campuses. We have parents who stress on a daily basis when they send their kids off to school. And now you just a poor little white girl from some small shitty ass town in backwoods America is now upset that she was disrespected while she did a walkthrough at a place that she didn't belong. And now you're making it a public thing that you want to bring people who will pose that threat. So you want to heighten all of the parents who send their kids to that school. You want to heighten their concerns. You want to put them in a state of panic, all because you're trying to get likes and trying to get famous on the internet. Baby girl, you have to understand, you are complete fucking garbage for stuff like this. Listen, I understand that you probably want to be seen, you want to be heard. You must have come up in a household that does not empower people to speak and, you know, have a free voice and all this, because now you've been raised in a really shitty environment to where you've been taught to hate people, and now you found a way to gain a following, and now you're using it for the wrong fucking things. You are on the wrong side of this, I assure you of that. You need to just go home and you need to shut up. You want to get all your little friends. You guys have little clan meetings and all that type of shit in your own hometown. There's no reason to try to take that shit to other people's places that you don't belong. You didn't go to that school. You probably have no affiliation with them. Stay at home. There's no reason for you to try to come and do nothing. You're garbage for that.
Don't start none, will be none.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's weird that she's talking about, we got to get Donald to try to cut the funding, and then I'm going to bring my friends and this and that. And I'm like, why? Why do you need to do that?
And you instigated this whole thing. So you wanted to put yourself out there, and then when you get the backlash, you can't handle it.
You know what? I would love to have her on the show so we could just ask her questions. It's just like, why? Like, why are you so damn dumb?
I don't know how that would go.
Well, I already know what would happen. Because this is what most people do. They're going to look at me, someone who's not a college graduate, and they're going to be like, well, I went to college and I have a degree. And my family did this, and I've done this, and I know this person, and da-da-da-da-da. So I'm better than you. I'm like, nah.
No.
You're still an idiot. Like, you're still a garbage human because you're helping to promote hate towards other humans and other races and other religious groups. Like, that's what you're doing. Like, so all your accomplishments, all your degrees, all the backing you have, your friends and your family.
Nothing.
No, yeah, exactly. You're all garbage. All of you.
So what about this Iowa woman that claimed this man kidnapped her and forced her to watch Roots to understand her racism?
First of all, if a nigga try to kidnap me to make me watch Roots, I'm pressing charges too. I do not want to sit and watch that movie. And it's not to, you know, disrespect our past or what we've been through, because I get all that. Roots is a long ass movie. But at the same time, I feel like if you are going to invest time in kidnapping a poor white woman to make her watch films to help her understand your culture better, I guess Roots is probably the movie you go to. I feel like that or Amistad. You ever seen that? That sounds like an old black man type of move, like kidnap a white girl and then try to make her
and I don't
watch
even
movies.
I mean I feel like the second part where they said so of course they want to leave it to, and if she moved or didn't stay, he would. So I clicked the link to read the full story.
Yeah.
And basically, I guess he told her that if she moved and didn't watch it, that he would, let me see here, that he would kill her and spread her body parts across Interstate 380 on the way to Chicago. So at first I was like, well, maybe it wasn't a kidnapping. Maybe, maybe they were at the same house, and he's like, hey, I want to show you something.
I want to know how she ends up to, like, how does she know him? That's what my first thought is, how does she know him?
It just says that they were at a residence and he sat her down and had her watch this to, teach her about her racism. And that when she tried to move, he said, no, you move and you don't stay seated. I'm going to kill you and spread your body parts.
Bro, first of all, old head, it's, bro, you can't force them to understand or comprehend the background that we come from. You can't do that. They either want to do better and they want to gain an understanding into the, you know, the race that is Black people, or they don't. You can't force that on them. I'm not sure under what circumstances he knew this white woman, but I feel like he should have known that she would be the type to like call the law on him. But he also should have known that if he felt like he needed to do all this to get somebody to like get on his side, maybe he should just not talk to her. Find you a Black woman to be with. You don't have to go through all this. Like, if you're trying to find companionship, don't be with a white girl if you feel like this is a move that you're gonna have to initiate. Like, you don't need to do this. Listen, as somebody who dates women of all races but has dated a lot of white girls, I've never felt compelled to threaten them and force them to sit down and like watch a Malcolm X documentary. I'm not doing that. What's the point of that? And now my nigga's probably going to prison for the rest of his life.
That's crazy.
That shit is crazy.
Very crazy.
I would, like I said, I would be interested to know the circumstances of their relationship and like how they know each other.
Right.
And why was she in?
And how did it escalate so quickly?
And why was Roots the movie of choice? There's a lot of movies, my brother.
That's a lot of information.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't blame her for wanting to get up. You're trying to force somebody to sit there. It's 9 hours. Yo, you're trying to get someone to watch a movie that is so long. Like, bro, I would have got up after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and been like, I'm done with it. But
you know what? Maybe she did something and he just snapped. Like, he's like, I'm tired of it, which is understandable. I mean, I don't say it's understandable to say you're gonna kill somebody and spread their body parts.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, maybe he just got sick and tired.
You know what? It's crazy to me because as I'm on this journey to understanding my own mental health a little bit better, over the last few years, I've really gotten to the point where there is no woman on this planet that can stress me out to the point where I would want to take their life, because I've gotten okay with the idea that people will disappoint you, and that's okay. It's their choices that they make. Putting yourself in a circumstance where you're trying to force somebody to see your point of view or get them to do something that you want them to do, and the second you're trying to do that, you've lost already.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to get them to a point where they won't want to fuck with you, because then you're forcing it. Anytime you will start to apply force, you start to lose. There's no point in that, bro. Like, now my man's going to end up going to jail because he's trying to force some white woman to get what his struggle is, bro. There was no point in that. You were probably better off being like, have you ever seen Roots? Y'all just have a conversation. When you start to feel like she's not getting it, then you move on, bro. Like, some of these people cannot have these things explained to them and they comprehend it. They may not have the emotional capacity to do so. It's not a conversation that everybody is built for.
But I also feel like in 2020, do we really need to sit people down and have them explain to them? I mean, it should be.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
And you also have to look at how old is she, because it's hard to teach an old dog new trick. He looked kind of old too. That's what I'm saying. So if he's with someone who's around his age, they're probably at that point where there's not a whole lot you can tell them, because they see minorities the way that they saw them back in those days, which is criminals, animals. They're people that you can stomp on, treat like shit. Like, they don't care about that. They're from the old school. Old school. Not a whole lot you can do. My man, you didn't need to do that, bro. And Roots is too long of a movie. You should have just had like a documentary or something. Those are pretty quick, man. You could have got away with like an hour and a half, 2 hours, but Nah, bro. Having somebody watch a movie that feels about as long as a fucking workday, that was your mistake,
Overtime?
bro.
That was
That's what I'm saying.
overtime.
Plus with
I didn't get a
overtime,
lunch
nah,
break.
bro. Exactly. You don't try to do that. All right, what else we got?
So we have speaking of relationships,
Okay.
DJ Drama.
DJ Drama. That's all in the name.
Alleged side chick is claiming he set her up to be assaulted by his girlfriend.
You know, I read this little thing and I just kind of glanced at it because I try not to get on here and talk about like celebrities and their drama. I only talk about this because I really fuck with DJ Drama and like his music career and the mixtapes and the whole thing. What he does in music is dope. With this stuff, I know we talked about this earlier, and we were very confused as to why does your side chick look exactly like your main chick?
They look like they could be. I mean,
why not just keep the main chick? What's the point? What's the point of
because then he feels like if he's out and there's a picture shot, like maybe she'll be like, "Oh yeah, that was me."
Doppelganger.
Like she thinks it was her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's like, "No, babe, that was you. Remember, we was real lit that night. That was you."
So he's wilding for the fact that it looks like he had the side chick set up by the main chick.
Yeah. So I did look into it a little bit.
Okay.
And then I went to their pages. So from what I could see was the side chick, which I think is this Chantal.
Shout out to Chantal.
Right. So she posted a video, and he was in.
People are here talking. This is lit.
I believe that she posted like a IG video or something, and he was there, and then she called him FaceTime, and the girlfriend answered, and she didn't know that he had a girlfriend. And so they're going back and forth, and the girlfriend's like, "Okay, well, we did have a break during a certain amount of time, so can you send me information so I know like dates, times, all this?" But when I went
already a slippery slope.
Yeah, but then I went to the side chick's page because I was nosy, and she posted like he got her 2 Chanel bags and like a stack, and she was posting it and all this and that. But ultimately, I guess he said he wanted to apologize to her in person. She pulls up, and then the girl, I guess, attacks her, and they start fighting.
I mean, and I think it sounded like she's blaming him for the setup, but
But I guess she was saying that she was gonna mess up the girlfriend.
Yeah, and you're acting as if it's not crazy to think that the girlfriend or the wife, or the main chick could have grabbed his phone, texted you that, had you pull out, and then was there waiting.
I would have.
And listen, I want to say this because I feel like some people get this confused, and ladies primarily. I mean, men too. Just because somebody's buying you gifts, that don't mean nothing, bro. That's just material stuff. Sometimes niggas just be having money to burn, and it feel better to spend it on somebody else than spend it on themselves. And if they've already allocated a certain amount of funds to one person, maybe they giving you some play in that moment. That don't mean that y'all are about to be together forever. Now, you're talking about somebody who's probably spent the majority of their life being broke. I don't buy shit for people because I barely buy shit for myself. But I'm telling you, man, most people, even if they're buying gifts, that is probably not equating to long-term success. I'm confused as to why people always assume that. Like, hey, this nigga bought me this or bought a bag or took me on a vacation. Now we're about to be together forever. Like, fam, like who want to go on vacation by themselves? Not everybody. Sometimes you get better deals when you add a second person, and maybe you're the lesser of two evils. And when you think about how annoying is a person going to be on vacation, so maybe you get to go because the main chick is getting on the niggas' nerves. It does not mean that y'all are about to be together forever. Some of y'all are going to be side people forever. And that's just what it is. Oh, you had a story, Steph? Let's hear it.
I'm just going to say, with gifts, money, all that, I was in a relationship for a very long time, had 2 babies. And the whole time, there would be cheating, get caught. And then, let's go to counseling. Let's try to work it out, the whole time these girls, these side chicks are giving the money, and then he's buying me gifts with their money.
So wait, he was getting money from the side chicks?
Yeah, all of them. One of them got $12,000 from them. I got 4 Louis Vuittons. I got Louis Vuitton makeup bag, which I don't care about that stuff. Like, I would never personally go spend my money on that because I feel like it's a waste of money.
Your man is the finesse king.
And she bought all of my kit. No, she bought all of my kit. She bought this back to school clothes.
Does she know that?
Yeah, she does. I've communicated with her.
Yo,
I told her she could come here. Like, I'll cook for her. I'll be nice. I don't get down like that. But, you know, if you want to pay my bills, then...
Yo, you got bread like that. Yo, we got a whole team of struggling artists that are trying to get on. If you want to sponsor the show...
Yeah, Christmas was wonderful.
We'll help you write a memoir or something like that.
But I mean, really, it is sad when you think about it that a woman is going to do that just for a little bit of attention
of a man. Yeah.
But literally, like, when I don't want to go too far into detail. But
yeah, we don't want to embarrass her. Shout out to this young lady, whoever she is.
Thank you.
Know, there's no disrespect, just details.
No, it's complete disrespect on my part.
Towards her?
Yeah. We gotta pass. So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and that's
on my part. I speak for myself.
Yeah. See, my thing is this. I'm looking at it from this situation. I tell people from jump, I'm probably not somebody you want because I don't.
You get.
I don't subscribe to all like the traditional stuff, and I'm not a gift giver because I don't want to.
But that doesn't.
I don't want people doing that shit for
me.
Yeah, because I don't want people doing that for me because people try to hang that shit over your head. Don't buy me shit. I don't want nothing from nobody. When it comes to Christmas time, I'm the only type of gifts that I accept from people is like if you want to throw me the $20 or $30 that I'm going to spend on new packs of underwear, run it. Household items. You want to buy some toilet paper, buy new toothbrushes, shit like that. Yeah, go ahead. But don't buy me gifts, bro. Because I don't want someone to be like, well, what about this that I got you? No. Don't even try that shit. You didn't know.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want to over your head.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that. This is crazy because I feel like Drama is in a situation to where like I feel like he's famous. In music circles, he's like one of those guys, but he's also somebody that's getting a little bit older. Still having the ability to have a side chick, I think is kind of impressive for him. I mean, what's Drama got to be like in his 40s or something? He's got to be like 40 something. He's been in the game for a minute, man. The only thing I didn't like about this situation is that one part of the video, it kind of looked like Drama was getting into a bit of a scuffle.
41.
It's 41. Okay, good call.
They said he recorded it.
But the part where he was like getting into a scuffle with the girl over the phone or something like that.
Oh, I see. You're talking about the part where she was on FaceTime with the side chick.
Yeah, and he tried to grab for the phone. Yep. I'm only saying this. I don't know the details about that, but I'll say, Drama, don't put yourself in that situation, my guy. It's not worth it. You think you're just grabbing for the phone, and then she starts to say you were grabbing for her throat, and then all of a sudden you're about to do time behind that. It's not worth it. I don't know these females in your life, but I would hate to see a brother like you have to go down behind some type of domestic violence type of situation, all because you go to grab a cell phone and then miscommunication happens. Don't do that shit to yourself. I just got a reminder that it is almost my bedtime. I have the bedtime reminder set on my phone. So
I need one of those because I drink coffee at 7.
See, mine is set for 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. time to go to bed. Wake up at 4 a.m. Get to the gym. You know what I'm saying? You can't really tell because I look very misshapen. But I try to hit the gym as often as possible. Shout out to everybody that's listening. Yo, we got people actually comment. Shout out to my man, James. Look, James, we're about to air you out, bro. You can just say you just didn't want to drive out to where we're recording tonight. It's okay, because it was mad far. You want to know how long it took me to get out here? Too damn long. But it was worth the drive.
And you were scared to go to your car.
I was not scared to go to my car.
You were just, you know.
We're coming to you live from an area that is probably.
It's okay.
This not a place that I want to be walking around at night at. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know any of the people, so I'm not gonna say specifically that I know these people are those people, but I have a feeling that they are those people. What is our next story?
LA County DA files motion to dismiss nearly 66,000 marijuana convictions.
Oh yeah, this is one of our late entries. I think I sent this one to you today.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool because I think what they had a couple of things that they said could make a person eligible if they're over 50 years old and if they haven't had another conviction within the last decade or something like that. Those are, I guess, some of the people that are like really, really qualifying and eligible to be released now.
She said that I expanded the criteria to go above and beyond the parameters of the law to ensure that many people eligible to potentially have their convictions thrown out include anyone 50 years of age or older, people who have not been convicted of a crime over the past 10 years, people with convictions who successfully completed probation, and people under the age of 21 with convictions.
Yeah, that's super dope. Shout out to Cheese. Cheese is listening, going back to a previous topic. Cheese said, there's no age limits for side chicks.
Oh.
You're probably right.
Also, it doesn't just pertain to rich people.
Yeah, that's true. There's dusty broke niggas that have 10 side chicks, and I know some girls that freaking wash themselves with palm olive from the sink, and they still have like 10 side dudes.
That was horrible.
All right. Well, shout out to LA County. They're starting to do the right thing. Hopefully we can see this happen across the United States where they start to let these people out and get these stupid ass little low budget marijuana convictions off the damn books. We got a lot of people serving time behind that. And I mean, I don't know, man. We got people really committing crimes, and we need to reallocate space. That's what I'll say. I don't know a ton about the prison system. I'm not deep into all that, but I have to imagine that most states probably have tons and tons of people who are in there for nonviolent crimes, mainly just low-level drug offenses, and you can let those people go because you pretty much have them locked down for selling marijuana, and now you have stores all across the nation who are making money hand over fist doing the same thing you sent these young brothers to jail for. It's people trying to feed their families, trying to make money so they can open up more and more businesses. That's what it is. But now that you found a way to tax it, you're getting your money, you need to let these people go. Because it's bullshit that you have them in there for pretty much no reason. Next subject.
So this isn't one you sent me, but I found it in reading the one about the man who kidnapped the lady to watch Roots.
Oh yeah,
I think I
read this story off on one of the earlier episodes where Buddy's doing like a whole life sentence because he took like $9 back in the day. Yeah. I did a spot on him.
Oh, okay.
Like it was early when we started the show. That shit's crazy too. My man is literally doing a life sentence.
He's been in it for 38 years.
And it was because when he stole the $9, I think he was like
a third of
it was like on his like third strike or something.
Yeah.
And then based on the law that they have, which they've been refusing to change,
habitual
offender law. Yeah, he just had to go to jail. That's crazy though. My man's in there for literally stealing $9.
Kim Kardashian needs to go get him out.
That's what I'm saying, man. I always hear about how she's supposedly getting people out of prison, but like my man's in there rotting over $9.
That's horrible. Bro. It's horrible that they are even.
Like if that's what the deal is, like if I got $9 in my pocket right now, I'll send y'all the money.
I saw somebody comment. They said I'll pay $900 to get him out.
Like what?
I guess like he had said he doesn't have any family or anybody, and he's like, hopefully he said he want to get out and hopefully meet a nice woman. And
so I'm saying, man, give my man a shot. He's really doing time behind $9. Look, some of these people were really hurting back in the day. What are you expecting? That's what's so weird to me about a lot of this stuff is we have a lot of African Americans and other minorities and even certain like specific types of white people who are displaced, and they feel like they have to do things like sell drugs in order to feed their families and try to make an honest living because jobs won't hire, or there's not enough work in their area, things of that nature. They do these things, they get caught, and then they go to jail. And then 20 years go by, and then the government starts finding ways for themselves to make money and get rich off of this stuff. And then you still have these people sitting in there. Or then you have a guy like that who's serving a life sentence based on some janky ass law that's been in existence for way too fucking long. And he's literally in there because of $9. Somebody's really that pressed over $9, bro? Come on. You mean to tell me that there was nothing that he could have done to where y'all could have been like, we could work this out?
38 years later.
That's crazy to me.
Very
crazy. What else we got?
Shaka Khan versus Fergie.
Yo, okay. So this past weekend was All-Star Weekend. And I think if we remember correctly, Fergie is 2 years ago. So if you don't know about the Fergie situation, Fergie, she was invited by the NBA to sing the national anthem before the All-Star game that happens on the Sunday of whatever weekend that they're doing the game. When she sang the national anthem, she sang like her version of it, and it was bad. And they laughed. And I think at the time, Fergie's ex-husband is Josh Duhamel. You might know him from a show called Las Vegas, but you probably don't because no one really watched that shit. But I ain't gonna lie to you, that show's pretty good. He was also in those first couple of Transformer movies, and he didn't really do a whole lot else. But he was upset with a lot of the NBA players because they laughed at her while she sang the song. You fast forward 2 years, we got Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan is a legend.
Yeah.
A legend. But she decides that she wants to try to take on the crown for biggest dum-dum. And she does her version of the national anthem, which I'm going to tell you like this, is not a good song to begin with. I feel like outside of its original version, it's probably the only song on the planet that can't be mixed to sound better because it's the worst song that's ever been created in songwriting history. It's not a good song. And y'all got to stop pretending like you haven't heard verse 3. So if you ever see me at a sporting event and you're wondering why I'm not singing along or I'm probably not even standing, go read verse 3 on the internet and then come back to me. But Shaka Khan goes to sing the song, and I'm going to tell you like this. And I missed the entire game, but I heard her singing the song. And in that moment, I couldn't tell who was worse, her or Fergie. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear it, but
you don't need to hear it.
But the article you sent me with the little
because they
mix.
Like somebody took her. This is why I love the internet. Somebody in no time at all took her audio and even some video and chopped it up and then threw in a bunch of videos where people are dancing and he messed up.
Doing the crip walk.
Yeah, exactly. OT Genesis doing the crip walk at the gas station. I don't know if you've ever seen that video, which is actually kind of dope, but they threw that video on there and it meshed up perfectly with the beat that they created. I love the internet because people are so creative and a lot of these people literally have nothing to do but make these funny ass videos. But I'm going to say this, Shaka Khan, I'm not going to disrespect you because you're a legend and Fergie is not really a legend. She's kind of a legend for Black Eyed Peas, but overall Fergie's just regular. She's Fergie. That's it.
Yeah.
Fergie's was a little bit worse only because you could tell that Fergie was doing the best that she could do. You could tell, like you could literally see where she was trying as hard as she could to give this song some swag and some flavor.
Yeah.
Her own.
Yeah.
And she screwed it up. Shaka Khan, you could tell, like, we probably could have been like, no, stop playing and sing the shit for real. And then she could have went back and probably crushed it.
Yeah.
So I would say Fergie's is definitely worse. I'll
have to go back and listen to the original.
Yeah, what I'm not understanding though is why these people just haven't, unless you overbook them. Boys to Men, literally all they do is perform national anthems in places. Just book them to do it. There's no reason to keep booking all these other people. Boys to Men literally only does this now. At least that's how it's seen from my perspective, because I feel like the only time I ever see them or hear about them is when they're doing the national anthem, whether it be for the NBA or the NFL or the NA, like they literally do them for everybody. So if you need someone to do the national anthem, just book Boys to Men.
You got to go with the best experience.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't understand it. There's no reason to book. Don't ever book Fergie again.
No.
And you know what's crazy? I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think we've seen Fergie since then. It's 2 years.
No.
Like what?
I don't think so.
Because how do you come back from? Like if you screw up the national anthem, like I mean, come on, it's barely even a song.
I don't understand why people want to be so extra. Just sing it how.
Just sing it.
Exactly. Don't try to put all this flavor and extra.
Exactly.
And
you add a little bit at the very end when they try to hit the free, you can go and then bring it back.
Yeah.
And then hit the Home of the Brave.
But not the whole thing.
Exactly.
Like on every single note.
Yeah. Do it on free and then come back, hit Home of the Brave, and then close out.
Exactly.
And then go home. That's it. It's not that hard. Like I said, it's a terrible song, okay? Don't even get me started, bro. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I hate that we made such a big deal about that shit. But it's like, fam, do y'all stand up and take your hat off when you're in your own house before the game start? When they're doing it, do you do that? If the answer is no, don't say shit to me when you see me out in public. I don't want to hear nothing. I actually had people at a Seahawks game one time. I didn't stand up for it, and I had a dude say something to me. And I was like, fam, look, we can run it.
Why would anybody ever feel like they have the right to say something?
Bro, it's because some of these people are so passionate about that shit. And they feel like if you don't stand up, you don't like acknowledge it, that you're like disrespecting the country. But then when you literally watch the president at the Super Bowl, my man was goofing during the whole thing. Your man don't even take it seriously. Come on, man. Don't talk to me about that. What is James saying? Nah, he said, fuck it, just sing the third verse only. Bro, I hope I'm alive for the day that somebody takes it upon themselves before the game to sing the third verse. If that happens, that will mean that hell has frozen over, probably. I don't think anybody's got enough heart to do that. Shout out to James for being a fan of the show and actually being on the show as well. Glad you are listening. All right, what are we about to do? We're about to do some Black History Month shout outs?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Who we got?
So why we don't celebrate Marla Gibbs the way that we celebrate Betty White?
Yeah, that's weird. People love Betty White, and I think they love her now more than ever because of the fact that she hasn't kicked the bucket. I think that's the phrase that's used, right?
Yeah, I think she's
like 96 or something like that, 98. I think she just had a birthday pretty recently. Yeah, that's an interesting question. These are both actresses who have outlived 90% of all the people that they came up with. It's awesome that both these ladies have had long lives and are continuing to shine, and hopefully they shine as long as they possibly can. But it is interesting to think about how we celebrate Betty White, but we don't celebrate a lot of these other people, especially like Miss Gibbs. It's very interesting. I don't know.
Well, and then we have.
I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. It is weird because I feel like we're always talking about Betty. Like, oh, it's just so great. Look how old she is, and she's still here. And it's like, there's a lot of old people.
Yeah, of all ethnicities and
especially actors, actresses, activists, athletes. Like, I mean, shit. There's a lot of them. Yeah. We got to do better. Because I know Betty White doesn't have more talent than this lady. What did Betty White do? She did Golden Girls, and then what else? I know she was in a lot of stuff coming up, but what's her? That's what I know her from is Golden Girls. Like I don't know her from anything else.
Was that her name, Rose?
I don't remember her character. She must not have been that good. She wasn't Blanche. I know that.
Right, Blanche.
Shout out to my homie Blanche. Exactly. Betty does dope shit. Remember the Deadpool promotions, fam? Don't.
Oh.
How do we?
No, nobody is saying Betty doesn't do dope shit.
How do we block people on here?
No, we're not blocking.
No, we're not saying that Betty's not dope, but I think there is something to be said.
There should be other people should be celebrated just the same. It shouldn't just be. Betty.
Can we read off some of the stats? For
this doesn't say anything.
Does it have any like what her movies were or anything like that? I'm trying to think. What do I know Marla Gibbs from most notably? What show is she on from? She's on like a bunch of, or like a really famous TV show from like the 70s.
I feel like that was.
Is it like the Jeffersons or?
I feel like it was. Hold on.
Fuck. Black people are gonna hate me for this because I don't off the top of my head.
Yes, the Jeffersons.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
But it shows. Hold on. Well, there's a lot.
Marla was a killer. 227. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is, but that probably was lit. Marla, shout out to Marla.
With what's her name? The mom from Sister.
You know they were supposed to reboot that. We're not getting into that, but Tia and Tamara, they were supposed to reboot that, and there was a legal hang up.
So it shows the Jeffersons, 227, Checking In, The Meteor Man, The First Family. Station 19, Medea's Witness Protection, One Fine Christmas.
The catalog is deep.
Wow.
Yeah, she's in a lot of movies, man. And honestly, only thing Betty White really has is, well, according to James, she has some promotions for Deadpool.
Oh, and she's 88.
Who, Betty White?
No, Marla Gibbs.
Marla. I mean, so 88 ain't young. I mean, that's how high you got to get the DeLorean up to go back in time. So it's up there. when you get to 88, anything can happen. But shout out to Marla Gibbs for still kicking it. And then, you know, as we continue to roll through Black History Month, we want to do our shout out. So Marla Gibbs, the beautiful Marla Gibbs, shout out to you. Man, if we could get Marla Gibbs to do a spot on the Memechel Jackson show, I think that would be lit, man. I'm trying to get my followers up. And I know Marla's got a whole type of following, man. There's a lot of people who want to, you know.
She also
the older people to fuck with us too.
Won a NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series.
You know what's crazy? I was seeing today when I was getting my hair cut that they have an award show. I didn't know the NAACP had an actual award show. And I'm only saying that because I'm not somebody that gives a damn about award shows. If you know me or know anything about me, you know I don't watch any of them. I don't watch Emmys, Grammys, anything on BET, MTV. I don't watch none of that shit. None of that shit appeals to me.
I didn't know this. Now that you said the Grammys, so Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, she was another one.
She was the American jazz song vocalist, but she's also
the first woman to win a Grammy.
Yeah.
Ella Fitzgerald, a beautiful Black queen.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah. She won a damn Grammy. One of the first to do it. The first to do it.
The first, yeah.
But we not James is being disrespectful to Marla Gibbs. Now listen, James, we're not gonna have you talking down, bro. Meteor Man is not a trash movie. Get out of here. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Ella Fitzgerald, man. I mean, like I said, our Black History Month shout outs tonight were to these two beautiful ladies. You know, they did their thing in their craft. Marla's still doing it. According to James, her movies are garbage. I know James wouldn't say that to her face though. Who else we got, man?
We have co-founder of Black Panther Party, Dr. Huey P. Newton.
Oh yeah, I sent that one too because I think yesterday was his birthday, or would have been like his birthday, or there was some anniversary or something like that.
So this one just says that he was born in 1980. So I don't know if that was actually his birthday.
I thought he was killed in 1980.
This says was born. Oh yes, no, sorry, apologize. The way that they worded it. So. Yeah. It must have, on February 17th. Yes, he was born.
Yeah. So, yeah, his birthday would have been on the 17th, which was yesterday. So,
and in 1980, he earned his PhD in social philosophy from the University of California.
Yeah, that's super dope. Shout out to Mr. Huey P. Newton. Unfortunately, he was taken from us because, you know, who really want to see a lot of us be great, and especially the ones that are blowing up the spot. They're not going to let you walk away from blowing up their spot without severe consequences. But shout out to him earning a PhD, man. I mean, like, this is how great Black people are. That's why I never get fazed by when white people are disrespectful, because I look at so many of these people. I'm like, listen, all you bougie ass white people that can afford Central Air, who you think gave that to you? You guys like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Who you think gave that to you? I mean, there's so many things. Like the stoplight, I think, is also one of them too. Like, who you think gave that shit to you? A lot of the music that you listen to, that comes off the backs of Black people. Sports, who dominates sports and keeps that shit entertaining for y'all? We do that. Not to say that other people don't do it, because they contribute as well. But like, stop pretending that all, like, we don't have value or some shit, or that like we're just little bozo ass monkeys, because that's not the deal at all. Like, y'all should know better than that. But it's like they won't ever learn. I don't know.
They don't.
It's not.
I don't think it's they won't. They just don't.
Yeah, they don't want to. But shout out to all the wonderful, amazing white people who rock and ride for us every single day and refuse to tolerate the disrespect handed down by their brethren. We appreciate you. I don't want for a second any of my white friends to think that they're not appreciated, because I know who you are. I know what your character is. I know that you are not like a lot of the people that share your same skin tone. But I did want to bring this up. I thought this was interesting. So I'm going to say this. I don't follow politics. Up until today, I had little to no information on who Mike Bloomberg was. And so I follow DL Hughley's page because I think his page is pretty informative. He posts some good stuff. So he posted a very short video clip of Mr. Mike Bloomberg making some comments about Black and Latino men. So since I don't know a whole lot, I'm doing what I can to become a little bit more informed. That way, when November rolls around, I'm not making a bad decision, because I actually would like to vote for the first time this year. I have had a couple of other opportunities to do so, but I just have not voted, mainly because I did not give a shit about what was going on. I would like to change that this year. So I am, I'm not putting a whole lot of time in it, but I am investing a little bit of time in getting to gain a better understanding of who some of these people are, but also while knowing that almost all politicians are scumbaggy and dirty in some way. There has to be a way, because the only way you get to that type of position is by stepping on people and doing things you're not supposed to do. It's the world that we live in. It's how the structure is set up. If they want to get in those positions, they end up having to have dirt on their hands. It is what it is. I watched the video. Mike makes some comments, and so on the comments, I guess I'm the first one, and so I put, is there any more context that can be given? And that's coming from somebody who's not as informed. I want to know what Buddy is actually referring to, because based on his ads that are running on Hulu, if you are somebody who is new to the politics game, you might be led to believe that this Mike Bloomberg guy is a good candidate to vote for if you don't know anything about him. So I asked for more context because I'd like to know more about the candidate. I'm not saying that I was planning to vote for him. I don't know who the fuck he is. But I thought it was interesting that this morning, this is when this happened. I thought it was interesting that so many Black people wanted to crush me and tear me down.
I'm looking right now.
Which I thought, and I just laughed. And there was actually a couple of guys who ended up saying that they were sorry to me because of all the name calling. Because when I finally told them why I was like asking about it, I think they wised up and they realized, oh, well, there really is no reason for me to degrade this guy, because he's genuinely asking from a place of just not knowing. I'm trying to gather more information. It's weird to me that people will hear your tale. I literally asked a question. I was like, can we get more context? And all these Black people start going in on me saying, do we need any more context? He said what he said. He's white. They all want to just hold us down. Da, 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 da. I'm like, fam, I want more context of when this video is taken, what it's from, why he's speaking about this. I don't need to be reminded of what the general population thinks the intent of most, if not all, white people is. I know what that is. I know that general consensus is that they held us down once and they're looking for any opportunity to hold us down again. I know that that is what the narrative is. I don't need to be reminded of that. But when you're picking one of these candidates, you're picking the lesser of all evils because they all do shady things. There's one gentleman who got on and they were saying how he explained that this was coming from a video clip of a policy that they were trying to implement in the state of New York, where it was supposed to help young Latino and Black men ages 16 to 25 or something along those lines. What someone did in this video was they took the part where he mentions Black and Latino men and then says their ages and he starts talking. They took that, they chopped it up, and then they put it up there. So when you see the video in that space where it's only that 15 or 16 seconds, of course, you're going to put people in a space where they start to say, well, he must be racist and he hates this and hates that. No. So if you're someone like me who had no idea who he was, like you might hear that and you might, think one way. So what I try to do is gather more information because I feel like to be as sharp as I would like to be, I need to be well informed before I make a rash decision. Now, shout out to everybody that got on and commented because there were some people who, like I said, the one guy explained that this was from a 2011 from like video or something. But then there was another guy who came and was like, well, if you Google who this person is, apparently Mike has a lot of open rape cases on him, like sexual assault allegations. And there's all these things. And I'm like, this is why you ask more questions. I have no idea about this stuff or what this person is doing. I see their ads running on Hulu. I see him in an ad where he's referencing having a good relationship with Barack Obama and all of these things. So look, man, I'm trying to figure out if what I'm seeing and hearing is true. That's all. I do not take any offense to any of these people online bashing me, or I think there was a couple of them that was calling me coon.
Very disrespectful, yeah.
And one person said, you remind me of a white person who's just watched a video of a police officer killing an unarmed Black man. And I told him, I was like, I think your comment's funny. I laughed at that shit. Because you're saying that to me based on the fact that I would like to have more context from a video because
there was nothing. It just was a video.
It's a 16-second video, bro. Yeah, and that was the thing. Is DL didn't even put a caption. He just posted the video. So like when you watch the video,
it's an honest question. Like, what is the context? What is?
I just thought that shit was funny. But good
for you for putting yourself out there and asking, for more. I mean, what's the context?
Man. Obviously, when I finally I pulled them up.
Same people like coming at you wouldn't ask. They would just.
Yeah, and like I said, I actually got a couple apologies out of that shit today too, and I appreciate those brothers for actually keeping it real and understanding that like. Wasn't me trying to be ignorant. I don't know who this nigga is. I've lived in the South and on the West Coast my entire life. The only time I've ever heard Mike Bloomberg's name get brought up, believe it or not, this is no bullshit. And you can go back to the DVDs and you can hear when he says it, is his name got brought up on the old Dave Chappelle show on Comedy Central. And it was I think Dave is talking about smoking indoors or something like that. And I think Bloomberg was the guy who took over after Rudy Giuliani. And I think Dave Chappelle references him on the show. That was the only time I'd ever heard of this dude. Based on the fact that I am not a young Black man or Latino man in the state of New York, a lot of these initiatives and things like that, and because I'm not somebody who's heavily involved in politics, I apologize for my ignorance, but these are things that I did not know about. So I didn't know Mike was a shady, shitty person. So today was the first day that I actually had enough time and patience and desire to want to investigate anymore. So I asked my question. I let people make their comments. I reply accordingly, and then I did my research. Don't worry, y'all. He was not somebody I was planning to vote for, mainly because he don't even look honest in the ad. Everything about him looks shady. I didn't need to do research to figure that out. He looked like a scumbag. But I'm somebody that also ain't going to jump down somebody's throat just based on a 16-second clip of a video. I want more context. You're not going to make me feel bad for that.
That's smart.
And I'm not less Black because I asked a clarifying question. And for you to say that to me, fam, you are not in a position to challenge somebody on their Blackness or lack thereof.
completely forgot about T-Pain.
Let's get into T-Pain real quick. We're through the first hour and a half of the show. We're rocking. The music is literally playing on Track Talk Radio because we couldn't get the mic to work. But we are streaming live on YouTube. It's our first live show. I'm excited. Steph, are you excited?
Yeah. I like being able to interact with people too. Yeah,
you know what? I'm going to say this. I might have dropped the ball on this because...
Go ahead and say
it. You know, I think like on like the second or third shows when Steph and I talked about her getting involved and helping, and you know, because her and I are great friends, you know, we want to, it's people helping people. She wants me to be successful. I've asked for her help to do so. And one of the first things she recommended was, she goes, have you ever thought about doing any type of live streaming? And I immediately was like, I don't really have the capacity for that, and I don't know how any of that works. So that we're a long way off from that.
That's all right.
This was the simplest shit. This is one of the most simplest things I've ever done. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm kind of old. And so sometimes I'm just like, look, I started it this way. It works. It's little to no stress. I'm just gonna keep it going. But I wish that we had done this sooner. And I will say that even when she suggested it to me, it wasn't like I was like, no. I just said we might be a little ways from that. But I'm liking how easy and seamlessly this kind of worked.
Comfort.
And so it's cool. Because last week, when the damn camera just cut off, and then I spent like 10 minutes trying to get it back on, that shit was infuriating. Because then you guys only got an hour worth of the show. At least this way, they're watching a live feed. We've been on for an hour and 35 minutes. Track Talk Radio didn't get us this week, but you know what? We're going to figure that out. Sorry about that, Sherry. Sherry, I think was at happy hour, but maybe she's tuned in. Sherry, get them to turn me on at happy hour, man. Shit. We'll have everybody in that place rocking. Y'all want me to freestyle real quick? What's James talking about? You wasted this day in Black history. Shame, no disrespect, but the internet has her top movie.
Oh, that's my movie though.
Yo, James, you gotta leave her alone, bro. We didn't waste the day. She just was on the list, man. That's it.
Wait, I don't remember her in that movie.
Probably because usually when you see Marla Gibbs in a movie, you don't see her for very long. She's either somebody's grandmother or like she's somebody's mother in a movie that's being portrayed in like an older time. So yeah, Marla doesn't do.
I remember her in her younger days, like you said, the older stuff.
Yeah, I just feel like there's something about Mr. James Smith that just has hater written all over him. He ain't trying to leave Marla alone. He talking about her. The internet has her top movie, his Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Yo, I'm dead. Yo, you didn't have to call her out like that, bro. But I guess I didn't have to read it either, so I'm no better than you. James, appreciate the shout out, man. You know what? You're probably right. We probably should have picked somebody better, but these are the things that I found.
Everybody needs their,
Yeah, man. And I think, the last couple of weeks we shouted out a lot of strong Black men. It was time to shout out some strong Black women. So shout out to Marla Gibbs and Ella Fitzgerald. Okay, what's next? T-Pain. What happened with T-Pain?
So somebody created a website, Fuck T-Pain.
The disrespect.
Now it's real because I went on there today.
Yeah, we looked at it. They have merch too.
Yeah, you hit.
And if it wasn't inappropriate to wear one of these shirts, I would cop two.
I think maybe some of them. Or maybe it does have the F word on all of them.
Based on what's happening now, I might buy two anyway because essentially we're showing support.
Yeah, because So he purchased the website. So now anytime anybody goes on it or purchases anything, he makes money, which is genius.
So this girl made this site for some strange reason, right?
I don't know if the girl made it. So she said T-Pain is a terrible artist and he is the ugliest creature on the planet. Oh, damn. So that was just a comment on this website, fucktpain.com.
Damn.
So then he tweeted it and said, okay, so here's what happened. My dog sent me the fucktpain.com link. And instead of trying to take it down and hurt the person that put time into making the site, I simply purchased it from them. And now all the profit comes to me. Got it. So buy it up. I'd appreciate it.
So basically what Pain did is because he's a real businessman and he knows how to play with actual fire, while a lot of you people on the internet are playing with fake fire. He took this website that somebody created, which is Fuck T-Pain, because they apparently have a bone to pick with him, and he bought the shit. And so now any of the merch that was on there that's available to be sold, all the proceeds go to him. I don't know what else you can do on the website, but it's weird to me because I'm gonna tell you, like, here's the first time I ever heard T-Pain. Shout out to my man Darnell folks out in Navarre, Florida. I think Darnell's still in Navarre. I don't know if he's ever gonna hear this, but Darnell, when I lived in that area of Florida, he was my barber for mad long. And so I want to say the way I heard is I think his sister went to FSU at the time. This was before T-Pain even came out. And so I think she had some of the music and she gave it to him. And he was playing that I'm in love with a stripper shit while he was cutting my hair one time. That's how first time I ever heard T-Pain. And this was before he was even famous. And I was like, this shit is hard. This beat is hard. And then that's when you started to hear like I'm Sprung and like all these other type of hits and stuff. So it was funny because before I sent this thing to you, I was thinking about T-Pain the other day. Is like, we got to give him more respect because he's responsible for a lot of the best like hooks and party records that we've heard in the last 15 years. One of the problems with when you go through a significant generational change, we are at that point where you have a lot of these kids who are in that 15 to 21 age gap, and they think people like T-Pain are trash. And then they disrespect him, not realizing like, these are people that the only reason your favorite artist even exists is because he or she probably listened to T-Pain records or listened to songs that were produced by T-Pain or created by someone like him.
Right.
They show no respect, man. And then I hate it because then what happens is we wait till these people pass away and then we try to be like, oh, they were so great.
Yeah.
And it's like, we got to appreciate them now, man. Like, I could think of so many songs by T-Pain. Let me just go down the roster of my favorite. Let's Get It On is a cut. 69 is a cut. Reverse Cowgirl's the cut. I'm in Love with a Stripper's a cut. I'm Sprung and the remix cuts. What else has he got?
Drink. Is it Buy You a Drink? Is that?
Oh yeah, Buy You a Drink is a cut. I mean, some of these are just like the janky mainstreams, and like he has cuts on the album that are nasty. Let's see. James says this show needs merch. Yeah, you know what? This show needs a sponsorship. If you got somebody that want to fork out the money to have merch created, my nigga, let me know. Because I don't have bread like that. But also, stay tuned because we might have some merch coming. I might make 1 or 2 sweatshirts, and I'm going to first person to bid on them, and the highest bidder will get them. And they might end up being like $1,000 or something like that. We're trying to get people to pay big money for a hoodie with my face on it that has the show times. It probably say Track Talk Radio. Shout out to Sherry, Track Talk Radio. Everybody who's on the radio station, shout out to y'all. But yeah, man, what is he talking about? James has been $4.63 for a sweatshirt. I don't like this guy. I don't like James at all right now. But yeah, I really am big on, I want to start showing more respect to these artists rather than waiting until they die to do it.
Appreciate them.
No point.
They know, and
appreciate them. I mean,
it's good to feel appreciated.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, the fact that somebody's real, like, who really wants to spend their day going out of their way to disrespect T-Pain? And then look what happened to y'all. Y'all created that website. People. Yeah, you're miserable. You created a website thinking that you were going to be funny. And then somebody showed up and then offered you a little bit of money for it. And you didn't realize that it was him. And he bought your shit. And then he's going to make a profit off of it. You end up being the loser in this situation. Shout out to T-Pain, man.
I love that on the site, it's all everybody's like nasty comments, and then it has the fuck it button. Yeah, and you press it, and everything goes away, and it's all the merch.
Yeah, that's super dope, and I like that. How I respect him because he just embraces the shit.
Yeah,
you got to realize where he's been at. He was at the bottom, made it all the way to the top, went all the way to the bottom again, and then has climbed his way back to the top. And it's not even just being like the top music guy. It's like being a businessman, doing TV shows, and like having your hand and creating multiple streams of income for yourself. Like, who really wants to hate on somebody that's like that?
No.
Exactly. James said, give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Hashtag living legends. Shout out to me for being a living legend. Gosh, I ruined it.
Wait, why?
Because I just gave myself a shout out and I said I'm a living legend. I've literally done nothing. Not yet. But I have had somebody tell me that I've impacted a lot of lives. I mean, and that is nice to hear. It's nice to be appreciated, especially when you are within your craft and you're doing what you can to make an impact. It's important to hear that. Why wait until somebody's dead and gone or moved on from a job or whatever to be like, oh man, you know, I really liked what they did. I like the work that they did, the service that they provided, the way they made people feel. Tell them that now. And all that hate, man, y'all got to save that shit, even for haters. Repurpose that energy. What's the point, man? There's no point in spending all your time. Like the fact that somebody went out of their way to create a website just to spite one person that they don't even know. Bro.
Over what?
Yeah, exactly. Over what? It's not, we know T-Pain ain't like smashing Buddy's girl or something like it. It's nothing like that. Like, you don't like him for what reason? Because maybe you didn't enjoy the live show that you went to. So it happens, bro. Who cares?
That's why when, I know this is different, but when I go places and I get good service or people are friendly or whatever, I go out of my way to say, hey, who can I contact to do a positive review? Because I feel
they don't get enough of those.
More people are going to call and complain or you know, have something negative to say versus being positive or trying to show people, you know.
That's true. It works on all levels, not just with celebrities. I mean, you should I mean, there's small ways you can show people appreciation. Should I know? Where was I at? I was at Red Robin over the weekend, and I just do it because like I feel like if I was a server, it would be nice if the table that I was working with, if they just stacked the plates. It ain't killing y'all to put all the napkins, all the silverware, stack it all in one place so the people can grab it and they can go.
Right.
Little things like that help the people out because and show them that in those small little ways, like it's not just the tips. Like there's other ways that you can appreciate people. Nice comments. Just give a simple eye contact. Like there's little shit like that. I see people all the time that be out in public and they just don't do. Especially out here in this area. Yeah. People in Seattle are hella rude.
Yeah.
Hella rude. All right, what's our next story, man?
We went through all of them.
Dang, I got a couple on here that I actually wanted to go through. Let me get to my save folder.
And I was worried too. Like, that's a lot.
You thought that I sent you a lot?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I do, but then sometimes I don't. I only sent the ones that were fun. Okay, so we talked about this earlier, and I think we talked about it, and I'm going to bring it up again. We got a new Peter Pan flick coming out where it looks like Peter Pan is black. I think that shit is going to be lit. But I know white people are not going to be happy about that shit. Also, Marvel is dropping a new movie coming out this year, and they have the first openly gay characters on there. And the two guys, I forget where the one guy's from, but I saw that the main guy who actually is the superhero is the heavier set black guy from the show ATL. I'm sorry, I don't know Buddy's name, but I saw today some press release thing where it said that it was him, and I recognized his face. He's a really good actor. So he is going to be the actual superhero. I think the movie's called The Eternals or something like that. And then there's another guy who's an actor who's been on something, and he plays the husband, and they have a family and everything. So I think that's dope, man. Shout out to Marvel because they're making moves that most production companies are probably not going to dare to try to touch right now. But who better to see if it's actually going to work and be, well received by other people than Marvel? Because Marvel already has such a very strong following. Should be good. What do you got?
We do have more. So
we got more. Okay.
The teacher, the Baltimore substitute teacher, accused of giving students lap dances.
Oh shit! I forgot I sent that to you. So yeah, we got a teacher out in Baltimore, and there was like a video clip of a mom. and she was talking about something about how they accused the teacher of giving the students lap dances, but then she said something about how the daughter complained that like.
So it says the parent of the 10-year-old girl in class told Fox 45 that the teacher grabbed my daughter under her armpits, lined up other kids, and told them to point out their breasts. She even kissed other kids on the face.
This is super weird. So I'm gonna say this. I've spent.
That's disgusting.
I spent the majority of my adult working life working in education and working with kids, summer camps, after school programs, blah, all that good stuff. I've been through a lot of trainings, and at most, if not all the trainings, they always tell you, in not so many words, you don't really want to touch the kids. They teach you all these techniques on how to hug them and how to embrace them and all these things, so that way it doesn't look like you're initiating it, because it can come off as like this is a little bit strange. I will say, and I don't feel bad about it, and I'll do it 150 million more times if I had to. I've called CPS on people. I filed reports against people I worked with because I thought the way they interacted with children was weird. It made me feel uncomfortable. When adults who are not the parents and or legal guardian of the child, and when they are working in spaces with kids, it is important that they be mindful of how they act when they're in those spaces with children, but it's also important that they be mindful about how they conduct themselves and how it looks. If you're grabbing kids in any type of way, you're pulling them and you're trying to direct them to do things that can be construed as inappropriate, you're putting yourself at serious risk. It's sketchy.
Well, I think at one point she said that she was bouncing on their laps.
Yeah, that.
Like, there's no what would
it's weird.
What would even be the reasoning behind that at all? Like, why would you need to touch them?
Nah, the weird thing is I don't feel like there's any reason to touch the kids. Like, high fives are cool, A-frame hugs are cool. You want to do side hugs, that's cool. But what I always tell you, even when I used to have people work under me, I would always tell them, don't hug the kids. If they want to hug you, hit them with the side hug, like, all right, thank, and then make a quick embrace, and then teach them about boundaries. I have some long ass arms, so I always tell people, arm, like if you're past this, you're too close. Yeah. So arm length apart, and mainly because, like I said, I always go back to it. 6'4". I don't want to be seen on a videotape looking like I'm handling a kid funny or showing a kid too much preferential treatment. Like, you don't want to do shit like that, because then shit like this happens. Honestly, man, I hope this lady gets fired. Hope she never has the ability to interact with kids ever again, just based on the fact that currently she is not emotionally mature enough to work with kids and not perform these stupid acts with them. These are things that you should know as an adult you don't need to be doing in the presence of children. I don't care what her excuse would have been. You look like a goof by doing this. And honestly, much props to these kids for actually coming forward to their parents, not being afraid to talk to them and let them know what's going on. But we cannot have that. I'm sorry, because I know if I was a parent, I'd probably be kicking down the door of the school, being like, why is my kid coming home telling me this shit? It's an adult, man. You can't be doing this stuff. It's wild. All right, what else we got?
So you went over Marvel.
Oh, real quick, because I laughed about this one this morning. So I don't know who Lil Pump is. I'm assuming he's some musical artist, but I did have a really good laugh at this. So Lil Pump posted a picture, and the caption says, "Some random thought left her bra in my house. Come get it." And he put 3 laughing emojis. The only thing that's funny is that he's wearing the bra. And then one of the comments, when I saw the picture, one of the comments was, "Is that a training bra? And how old is the girl you've been fucking with?" I hope that the girl is not super duper young. That would be terrifying. But I will say, based on the way that he looks like he's built and the fact that this bra actually fits him, I wouldn't be shocked if the girl was kind of young. But I also don't know how young Lil Pump is. He looks like he's barely a teenager. So I don't know. Maybe he is already a young guy. But either way, I thought it was very interesting in a way that you get on your public Instagram page and you post a picture of you wearing a sports bra, telling some thought to come get it.
Yeah.
How does he fit in that?
I
My nigga, get in the weight room, bro. Why are you fitting perfectly in this sports bra? Let me send it to you, Steph. Yeah, I need my man to hit the weight room a little bit. I think that's a little bit embarrassing.
And why would you put it on?
Yeah. Why would you should have just dangled it in front of the camera or something? You didn't need to wear that motherfucker.
And why did he spell it like that?
Yeah, BRAWL.
Draw. It's a bra, BRA.
Yeah, but he spelled it like brawl, like fight, like a big brawl.
Like she left her brawl. But that looks like a little kid.
Niggas get a little bit of money. They ain't got no damn sense though. All right, we got one more story. What else we got? Oh,
something going on in there. I don't.
It looks like he has like full on titties. Like he's a solid A cup.
Sorry.
My man's an A cup with a little bit of sweat underneath. What else we got?
Sorry, I had to scroll up.
I don't think. Oh,
he sent me the little boy playing baseball, and it was a trick shot, and he swung around and hit his
hair. He ain't getting no burn on this show. This ain't Shaq and the Fool. I had to make fun of him because he looked like a goof.
Oh, Rick James.
Oh.
How? I can't believe I forgot that.
All right, we got a couple of minutes. James, we'll talk about the Astros on Thursday. We got a couple more minutes, so I'm just going to give my take on this. And I know people are going to hate this. I'm not blaming the victim or I'm not victim shaming. It's none of that shit. 41 years is a long time to wait to file a complaint of any kind. No matter what it is. I feel like that's a long, long time to file a complaint of any kind whatsoever. I feel that way because if 41 years, a lot can happen. We have a young, well, she ain't young. We have a lady who is claiming that Rick James sexually assaulted her at a group home that she lived in during, I think it was like 1979. Yeah, 1979. She was living in a group home. Apparently, he knew somebody there or came to visit. And then she says that they spent a little bit of time together. I guess she goes to go to her room. And then she said Rick came in and then hit her with the be quiet or I'm going to, make your life difficult type of thing. And then I guess he goes on to sexually assault her. And then you don't hear anything until yesterday.
Yep.
It's tough because I want to say it without like dismissing the victim. Because if this is real, obviously we don't want to. But there's a part of me that's like, but why wait till now?
Well, and I understand being 15 years old and being scared and all of that. But like you said, 41 years later.
41 years later, and what's the purse size on this? She wants 50 million from the estate. So this also sounds like maybe she's gotten to that point in life where she's like, family, I'm tired of working. I've worked a long time in life. And things just aren't going the way that I want them to go. I need a little bit more vacation time. And I hate to say that, but 41 years, and I get it, because some people prefer to just block out traumas and they'd rather just not acknowledge them.
Somebody said Oprah interview her.
I'm sure Oprah is probably going to do the interview. Or Gail. It'll be one of the two. I just
think it's very suspect that you wait this long.
41 years is a long time to wait. And like I said, without hearing her side of the story or knowing what
how
her
do you prove
motivation
something like
is,
that?
yeah.
How do you prove, hey, in 1979, I was raped, and like there's.
And that was going to be my thing too. And I almost wonder if maybe she was thinking, well, look at the time that we're in. If you apply enough pressure, people won't waste time trying to get the facts. So they'll just settle somehow.
Yeah.
So if I say, give me 50 million, maybe they'll say, well, to make this go away, we'll give you 10. 10 is better than 0, even though it's way less than 50.
Is there not a statute of limitations for?
I don't know. I probably would just depend on where the state is. I think there is. I mean, because I want to say, even with like that lady with Antonio Brown, I think shortly after the news came out about that situation, and then when she went and interviewed, they said that the state dismissed it because she took too long to file her complaint.
Yeah. Because I know normal, like for normal crimes, I think it's like 3 years or something like that. But
yeah, 41 years is a long time to wait. But at the same time, a lot of those ladies waited almost equally as long for Bill Cosby. And I mean, while we're on the subject, today is what some people suspect is the last day that Harvey Weinstein would walk around as a free man, because he went to court. And I think most people were thinking that he was going to be taken to jail right after court was over. So if we have enough time, we could probably pull that up. I'm sure based on his status, aka the fact that he's a rich white man, he probably did not go directly to jail. If he did, that's super dope, because he needs to be in that motherfucker. Got any updates?
It says jury in Weinstein sexual assault trial ends first day of deliberations without a verdict. So they haven't.
Oh, of course.
Come to a verdict.
Of course.
How do you not?
People were. I mean, come on, man. If y'all have this much evidence, y'all know this stuff to be true. You know who this dude is. It shouldn't take this long. It didn't take y'all that long to basically convict Bill Cosby, and y'all did that without him even going to a freaking trial. And I'm sure if Oprah or Gayle King get a hold of this Rick James situation, they'll probably dig him up to then make him try to go to jail somehow. I can see them doing that, because that's just what they try to do. They try to do weird shit like that. Well, you know what, man? It's been real.
Thanks for sticking through our technical difficulties.
Oh my gosh, we had a lot of technical difficulties. We still had a good show.
Thanks for interacting.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone that interacted. It's mainly just James in here.
But
there are a handful of other people. Yeah.
I'm sure Lenny or Lenny. Sorry if
Lenny B. If we're saying your name wrong, I'm sorry about that. But shout out to you for being a first-time listener. Don't feel bad for just now hearing about the show. It's all good, man. We've been here for a minute. We're gonna be here for a minute. So
we'll be back Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be back again Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Track Talk Radio. Tell all your friends, share, like, and subscribe. Do all the cool things that people do. It's a lit show.
You could be a $200 winner.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know why people are playing. Like, they think that the gift card thing is not serious. Like, we're trying to get 1,100 subscribers by March 31st. We have a show that night, and then on that Tuesday night, we are going to do a small little raffle, and it could be anybody. Their name pops up, you could end up winning, and I upped it. It was $100, now it's a $200 gift card, and I'm going to get one of those ones that can work anywhere. So it's not just going to be like to Red Robin or some shit like that. You'll be able to use that shit anywhere you want. So tune in, like and subscribe, tell all your friends to do the same thing, man. It's lit. All right, we got 15 seconds. You got any last words?
Just thank you. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. This is cool, man. Our first live stream. We'll be back on Thursday, man. It's lit. We got about 5-6 seconds left. The Memechel Jackson Show, man. Tune in, man. It's crazy. I'm here. We live. All right. So now that the show is off the radio, we're going to end the stream. Steph, thanks to you for being on the show, coming out. James, shout out to you, man. We'll see you on Thursday, and we'll talk about the Astros. We got to be able to get through all of our topics, because we need to have the conspiracy hour. Okay.
Yes.
So we got to stay on track. All right. Thursday is going to be lit. Can't let it get out of hand. But anyway.
And let me know what it's about. Maybe I can.
Oh my gosh.
Learn a little bit.
I can't wait to hear what type of conspiracies he has loaded up for us. But anyway, we'll see about that on Thursday, man. Thank you for tuning in. Again, like and subscribe. This is the Memechel Jackson Show. I'm your host, Memechel Jackson, with Steph, with James, with Badar, and we are lit every Tuesday and every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Track Talk Radio, man. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
And remember to